Beautiful Transitions. June 30, 2014. Hello dear beloveds. The transitions you are all making into your higher aspects, into the higher realms, are monumental in scope, as each one of you ratchet up the vibrational ladder to refine yourselves further into the divine being that you are. And as enlightening as it is for all of you, you sometimes find yourselves dipping a bit into your old ways of doing things. And this is all right, for every climb into higher frequencies and every success in integrating all your aspects and transforming the lower vibrations will sometimes take a little detour as you readjust and illuminate those parts of you that still need clearing and transmuting. You must not see it as a failure or as a lack, for instead it is really an upgrade. You may not see it as such when you are delving into things you thought you had cleared or thought you had left behind for good. But instead, please look at it as part of the process of refining yourselves into the divine being that you are. Sometimes illumination at a deeper level will reveal things still unnoticed and untouched. Look at this as progress, for it is uncovering yet another item of focus that will just bring you higher into the realms of sweet bliss and joy. For it may be that because of all your progress, that your ego is piping up its voice to capture its last lingering breath and influence on you. You don't need to look at it as a reclaiming of your lower vibrational aspects, but instead as just a reminder that you always have the choice to raise your perspective to your higher levels, and it will become easier and easier to switch again into your higher dimensional perspective. It is like a muscle that must be constantly worked and experienced in its strength until your constant attention to its development soon renders it capable of lifting more and more weight, wherein it starts to feel so easy. This is where you are now, many of you. You are experiencing the higher dimensions on a much more constant basis. And yes, there are days where you feel you backslide, but it takes just a little attention now to bring your muscle of enlightenment back on track, and thus sliding again into the higher perspectives much more easily each time. I give you this now because this is a critical time where there is so much light prevalent within and around you that it may illuminate things for you that you have left untouched until now as far as illuminating and refining and transmuting, but this is progress. Because if you weren't so far along, you might not be seeing where you still need to put your attention. And sometimes, being at a new higher level might make you forget how far you have come as you adjust to this new level, which now starts to feel normal. And just as a climb up a mountain may leave you breathless as you adjust to the higher altitude, give yourself time to adjust to this lighter, more refined air of the higher altitudes in these higher dimensions. You are all progressing so beautifully, and the recent solstice energies have lifted many of you to such a large degree that many of you are soaring, and seeing things from this new height just gives you an advantage to examine what you still want to discard or change in your life. And this is beautiful, dear ones. For just as a beautiful sunny day can feel distant when followed by a cloudy one, you know you can always return to the sunny day, and you make it sunny and bright again with just a switch in your perception and a remembrance of your ability to transmute the energy with just a flick of the switch in your perspective. And the most powerful switch there is to feel the unconditional self-love welling up within you, and an acknowledgement of such a wonderful and miraculous transformation you have all made. And dear ones, I continue to nestle inside your hearts whenever you call on me, reminding you of the magnificent loving creatures you all are, of the magnificent loving deeds you have all done, and of the magnificent progress you have all made. Even if this is the case for some of you, to not see the forest for the trees in the wake of your giant leap into the higher dimensions many of you have made in the recent days, you merely have to step back a bit or change your position a bit, and view things from the perspective of a higher ledge to notice that you are coming into the clearing once again after an immense influx of energy and change, and albeit sometimes confusing to decipher changes, you will soon notice the immense progress you have made, if you haven't already. And so, dear beautiful ones of the light, please keep going, and please acknowledge the beautiful transition you have all made. And lest you forget, just ask your higher self to remind you just how far you have come. I love you all and encase you all in immense vibrant love. Namaste. Mother Mary. Channeled by Fran Zapata. www.franhealing.com. www.franheal.wordpress.com. www.ouremergingdivinity.com.